The Dyatlov Pass Incident. In 1959, a group of experienced hikers embarked on a trek through the Ural Mountains in Russia. Tragically, they never returned. Weeks later, their bodies were discovered in a remote location. What made this incident truly horrifying were the inexplicable circumstances surrounding their deaths. The hikers' tent was found ripped from the inside, and their bodies showed signs of a violent struggle, including broken bones and internal injuries, despite no evidence of an attacker. To this day, the cause of their deaths remains a mystery, leading to various theories including avalanches, military involvement, or even supernatural forces. The Amityville Horror. In 1974, the Lutz family moved into a beautiful house in Amityville, New York. However, their dream home quickly turned into a nightmare. The family experienced a series of terrifying paranormal phenomena, including strange odors, unexplained footsteps, and walls oozing a strange slime. They also claimed to witness apparitions and were tormented by malevolent forces. The Lutz family fled the house just 28 days after moving in, leaving behind their possessions. Their story became the basis for the famous Amityville horror book and subsequent films. The Hinterkaifeck Murders. In 1922, in a small, isolated farm in Germany, the Gruber family met a horrific fate. Over the course of several days, the family members were brutally murdered with a pickaxe. The strange part was that there were signs of someone living in the house after the killings. Footprints were found leading from the barn to the house, and meals had been prepared and eaten. The murders remain unsolved, and the case has since become one of Germany's most infamous and perplexing unsolved crimes. Once upon a time, in a small town nestled deep within the woods, there stood an old, abandoned house. Locals whispered stories of its dark past and the tragedies that had befallen anyone who dared to enter. It was said that the house was cursed, haunted by vengeful spirits longing for justice. One stormy night, a group of curious teenagers decided to test their bravery and explore the infamous house. They gathered at the entrance, shivering from the cold and apprehensive about what awaited them inside. Despite their fear, their youthful curiosity pushed them forward. The front door creaked open, revealing a pitch-black interior. Armed with flashlights and nervous laughter, they cautiously entered the house, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. The air grew heavy, suffused with an otherworldly presence that sent chills down their spines. As they ventured deeper into the house, strange occurrences began to unfold. Doors slammed shut on their own, pictures on the walls tilted askew, and whispers echoed from unseen corners. Fear gnawed at their souls, but they pressed on, unable to resist the allure of the unknown. In the dim light, they stumbled upon an old journal, its pages yellowed and brittle. It chronicled the tragic events that had taken place within those very walls. Long ago, a family had lived in the house, but their lives were torn apart by betrayal and violence. The father, driven to madness, had murdered his wife and children before taking his own life. As the teenagers absorbed the haunting details of the journal, a sense of foreboding engulfed them. Shadows danced along the walls, growing longer and more menacing. Whispers turned into agonizing screams that reverberated through the house. One by one, the teenagers began to disappear. Panic set in as they realized they were not alone, that the spirits of the long-dead family sought revenge for their heinous fate. Desperate to escape the clutches of the house, they raced through the labyrinthine corridors, stumbling over their own terror. Finally, only one teenager remained, trembling and alone. She found herself in the room where the tragedy had unfolded. The walls seemed to close in around her, the air heavy with the presence of malevolence. She could almost hear the anguished cries of the victims, the wailing of tormented souls. Suddenly, the door slammed shut, trapping her inside. The room plunged into darkness, and she felt an icy hand grip her shoulder. She screamed, her voice lost in the abyss. In that moment, the tormented spirits exacted their revenge, dragging her into the eternal darkness, forever adding another tragic chapter to the house's cursed history. The next day, the townsfolk discovered the abandoned house empty once again, its secrets concealed behind a veil of fear. The legend of the house continued to grow, a cautionary tale passed down through generations, reminding them of the horrors that lurked within the shadows. And so, the old house remained, a haunting reminder of the darkness that dwells within us all, a testament to the price paid when one delves too deep into the unknown. In the quiet, picturesque town of Ravenwood, a young couple named Emma and Mark moved into a charming Victorian house. It seemed like the perfect place to start their new life together. Little did they know, the house held a dreadful secret. From the moment they settled in, strange occurrences began to unfold. Emma often felt a cold, unseen presence watching her every move. She would catch glimpses of a shadowy figure out of the corner of her eye, only for it to vanish when she turned to face it. One night, as Emma lay in bed, she heard soft whispers permeating the darkness. The voices seemed to beckon her, luring her to the basement. She fought the urge to investigate but found herself irresistibly drawn towards the hidden depths of the house. Descending the creaky stairs, Emma found herself in a chilling subterranean chamber. The air grew thick and suffocating, as if the walls held a hidden malevolence. Her heart raced, but an unexplainable force kept her from turning back. In the dim light, Emma's eyes fell upon an ancient mirror hanging on the wall. Its ornate frame seemed to radiate a sinister energy. Mesmerized, she stepped closer, her reflection appearing distorted and twisted. The whispers grew louder, urging her to touch the mirror's surface. Unable to resist, Emma reached out, her fingertips grazing the cold glass. In an instant, a surge of darkness consumed her. She felt herself being pulled into the mirror, her body and soul trapped within its depths. Mark, waking up to find Emma missing, searched the house in a panic. His frantic footsteps led him to the basement. As he stood before the mirror, he felt an icy chill seep into his bones. He knew Emma was trapped within its cursed realm. Desperate to save his beloved, Mark sought the help of an enigmatic local historian. According to the historian, the mirror held the spirits of those who had succumbed to its allure over the centuries. Once trapped, their souls became eternally tormented, yearning for release. Together, Mark and the historian devised a plan to break the mirror's hold. Armed with ancient rituals and incantations, they ventured into the basement once more. As they chanted, the mirror trembled, releasing a haunting wail that reverberated through the house. In a burst of ethereal light, Emma emerged from the mirror, her eyes filled with terror and relief. The curse had been broken, and the house fell into a quiet stillness once again. Emma and Mark vowed never to speak of the mirror, knowing its dark power should remain forgotten. Years later, the house in Ravenwood still stands, its secrets hidden behind locked doors. Whispers of its haunted past echo through the town, a chilling reminder that some mirrors hold more than mere reflections.